Well, we've been training for 1.5 years, and I know that the training was the most essential thing to creating this play. I'll talk about the training first. The training focuses on both Kalari Payat, which is an ancient martial arts from South India, from Kerala, and Conta improvisation, which is a dance form that improvises using different points of the body. And Kalari Payat has really disciplined me in form and structures, being specific on stage. And Conta improvisation gave me the freedom and the flow to explore different movements and different parts of my character, of imagery, of composition. And of course in the training we also have other elements like Anne Bogart's viewpoints, we do Grotowski spine work, we had Gapin come in and teach us composition, how to use our voice. So all that big lump of training material gave us enough vocabulary to distill the training methodologies into simple physical actions. So in terms of devising the play, it's not a naturalistic play, but we start from perhaps a natural place, like psychological acting. So we start from thinking about our character, and from this frame of thought, gestures come up, physical actions come up. How we see ourselves and our bodies in the space is the basis for the work.
Training is based largely around Kalari Payat and Conta improvisation. It's all about training the core and waking up the spine. So we use like Grotowski as well, like the cat exercises and like moving the spine and like being alive to it, and just making it awake. And because I realized that everyday life and even in like the acting that we normally do, sometimes we're just not aware of what's going on around us. And even after this training, it's like after we've done so long, right, like 1.5 years, it's still is not always there. And so it's like a continuous process to keep like just making it part of like your body vocab and like your body.
We trained in such a way that we would have an embodied experience of the body and mind, and trying to harness that interconnectedness and trying to, the mindset was to reach that goal, and I'd say we were part way on the way there to really finding that kind of finite sensitivity in the body-mind experience. And we trained several different ways in order to achieve that, which was Kalari Payat, so it had a focus with breath and movement and form. We integrated some Grotowski work, we integrated some Suzuki stuff as well, and some contact improvisation, which was more about having a body awareness you sort of created in the other forms, and then you take it into more of a free form and see if you can still have that same sort of whole body awareness, and then that's the relationship to building a relationship to thoughts, feelings, images, memory. And once we were at that kind of level of training, then we could go into workshopping a piece of work. Basically sort of coming in from a viewpoint perspective and seeing how we built relationships, and Elizabeth and Shelley would look at the relationships that would just intuitively come out of the work, and then out of that we drew specific kind of parts of the text were then attached to us because of how we interacted as individuals, and then how we actually responded to the text as well, how we said, I relate to this kind of this part of the story, or I relate to what they're saying, and I relate to that kind of incident or event in the play, and then that in turn shaped the choices they made for us. It was kind of a feed forward feedback in like we felt this and then they saw this as well, so it was like a matching of ideas and thoughts.
So in devising the structure or each scene, it became about viewpointing with my partner, responding of him or her. So the training was very, very important